This great civilization was bled and looted for over 1,000 years, and its people brainwashed and became impoverished and lost their self-esteem, all in a matter of 300 years. Question is, why? What is it that was lacking in us, despite all this brilliance, all these great achievements? How did this happen? And if this has happened, can it happen again? Is there some structural flaw in our way of thinking which has brought this about and can bring it about again? Now the challenges are much more sophisticated, much more sophisticated. It's no more the old brutal Muhammad Ghori and Ghazni. Now it is the battle is in the mind, globalization of tastes, and the abandonment of the fundamental principle of Sanatana Dharma, that we must try to blend materialism with spiritualism. With spiritual pursuits and material advancement, they must go together. Now that the spiritual part has been dropping in importance with the rise of globalization of tastes. So now you don't see the threat. So we have to address ourselves to this question: how is this going to be changed? After all, let us remember, there were other great civilizations: Greece, Egypt, Babylon, Iran. Iran was a Zoroastrian civilization. They all have disappeared. They've broken their links with the past for a variety of reasons. So it's no use tomorrow for a future generation of Indians to go and learn about Hinduism by visiting a museum and seeing it there, as the Greeks do, or the Babylonians do, or in Iraq, or the Egyptians do. So we have to answer this question. We can't get the answers in the present history books. I agree with Rajiv Malhotra, and I think it's because he is not being educated in the usual social science discipline that he is able to bring so much originality to the analysis of history. Because if he had gone through the usual social science training, he would have been brainwashed himself, and he wouldn't have demonstrated this originality. We have to burn our history books. I have no doubt about that, because this defalsification of our history cannot become in bits and pieces. It has to be a lock, stock and barrel change. But the question is how to do it. How to do it which is acceptable academically. I mean, you can't do it the way Hitler did it, or you can't do it the way Idi Amin did it for a brief period. We have to do it in a way which is in a civilized way, in a matter of discourse. We have this ancient system called Shastrat, where we engaged in debate. In fact, the word Dravidian came out of one of the Shastra, namely when Adi Shankara went to Varanasi and challenged Mandana Mishra to a debate, and said, if you lose the debate, you convert. He was, of course, the Uttara Mimamsa school and Buddhist scholar. And he said, if you lose, you have to convert to Hinduism. If I lose, I will become your Shishya. These are the two greatest exponents at that time. And the question is, Mandana Mishra agreed, but then there was a question, who's going to debate, who's going to judge this debate? So Mandana Mishra's wife was chosen as the judge. And after the debate, Mandana Mishra lost, which means never trust your wife to be the judge. And he became the first Sringeri Shankaracharya. So that's, and there the principles are laid down, how the academic discourse is to be conducted. So we have to do it in that way, which means you must footnote your sources. You must present the point of view of the other side and then demolish it. That's the academic discipline that we have to observe. Unfortunately, there are many, many wonderful books written by many scholars about the correct chronology of India, the correct Indian history, but it's not academically acceptable because it's not footnoted. It doesn't describe all the other researches that have been done to date, why they are wrong, why they should be rejected. And that is precisely what we need to do. If you are going to have a Hindu university in this country, the university should educate people not to be dogmatic, not to be doctrinaire, but to be academic, to place a point of view and then to demolish it by arguments and sources. I would say The Invading of the Sacred was perhaps the first book I saw where you actually did it in a professionally academic way. And I compliment Rajiv Malhotra because he was the moving spirit behind it. Shri Swami Dayanand Saraswati, the founder, convener of the Hindu Dharma Acharya Sabha, the first Hindu monks organization that has ever come to existence in the known history of India, where all the Shankaracharyas are members, all the Mahamandaleshwaras are members, all the Pithadipatis are members, all the Akhadas are members. This is the first time such an organization come into being. And of course I've been fortunate to be invited to all its, they once in 2 years they have a conference, I've been invited to it, maybe because my name is Swami, so I'm entitled. In that, these books have been brought in big cartons and distributed by Swami Dayanand Saraswati. Has been so taken up. We have all taken up. That's the kind of quality of work that needs to be done. We need to build a library of scholarly books first, as a first step to understand what happened in our history.